Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
Today we have seen just a small piece of what's coming the next couple days in terms of snow. This is video of road conditions out near Jamestown from earlier this evening. As you can see, roads are covered with snow and visibility is slim. And that was the case in other parts of western North Dakota as well. Here's the sky cam from our sister station out in Bismarck from up on a hill on the south side of the city. As you can see, the snow has already started to accumulate there. Here in Fargo, traffic looks to be pretty steady right now, but that could soon change. Let's head right over to Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson for what we can expect tonight. Hutch?
Andrea, thank you very much. Snow is now beginning here in the Red River Valley. It's been snowing for a little while out in the central part of the Dakotas. And notice in southern Minnesota near Sioux Falls, we have it changing over to rain through Iowa. And this mess is going to work its way to the north and to the east as we go through the evening hours. And I'm splitting this storm up into a couple of rounds because we'll have a couple of rounds of events here as we go through the next 24 hours. Here's what you need to know for tonight into tomorrow morning. Round one is beginning. Accumulations between 2 and 8 inches will be possible across North Dakota, Minnesota. Round two begins tomorrow afternoon. And this is where we'll have that chance of increasing wind and potential for blizzard conditions across portions of our viewing area. And by Friday, the snow ends, the wind gradually decreases. Here's a timeline of the storm system for tonight. Between now and tomorrow morning, it will make its way through northern Minnesota while the main event gets started down to the south and to the east near Sioux Falls as round two will make its way through. So a winter storm warning into tomorrow for most of our area. And then as we go from Thursday into Friday morning, the main event happens. Notice those yellow wind arrows. Those are winds gusting over 40 miles per hour. So the Southern Valley will get round 1 and 2, and therefore loftier snow potential there. Where you see the purple colors, at least 5 to 11 inches of snow. That includes the FM area. It'll be very close up in Grand Forks of seeing upwards of 8 inches of snow as well. And I want everyone to notice that ice potential in parts of central Minnesota. If you're traveling east, if you're traveling south, or traveling at all, it could become life-threatening pretty quickly. So stay up to date with the latest. I'll have more on this storm in hour-by-hour fashion for our area here in just a couple of moments.
All right, thanks, Hutch. And make sure that you have the Valley News Live Storm Team weather app so that you can keep up with the weather anytime, anywhere. Just search VNL Weather in the App Store and download it for free. With this winter storm expected to be one of the biggest this area has seen in a while, crews with the North Dakota Department of Transportation and West Fargo Public Works have been doing all they can to prepare for the days to come. Valley News Team's Katie Opperly joins us live to explain. Katie?
Andrea, I'm out in the middle of what is just the beginning of a storm that is expected to have blizzard-like conditions. As you can see, the snow is coming down and there's already a bit of snow on the ground. West Fargo Public Works says that they've been pre-treating the roads with brine to help with weather conditions on the road, but also they will have plows out day and night to help keep the roads clear.
We'll be out there, we'll be hitting the snow emergencies first. We'll concentrate on the snow emergencies and just keep on going through to make sure they stay open. And then once the snow stops and the wind dies down, we'll venture out in the residential and plow everything open and get everything opened up. And at the same time, we'll have sanders out there for slick spots. We'll just try and make the roads as safe as we can.
They want to remind people to give plows and trucks working on the road room to do their job. Also, if at all possible, they say keeping parked cars off of the road will allow for areas to be cleared more quickly. The North Dakota Department of Transportation says they will also have trucks, plows, and tractor snow blowers out, but if at all possible, to just stay off the roads. If you don't have to be on the roads, then stay at home. Andrea?
All right, thanks, Katie, for that live report. The DOT also reminds everyone to be patient. The high winds that we're expecting will not only make visibility poor, but also push the snow back onto the roads. So plows may have to clear the roads several times. Coming up tonight on Valley News Live at 6, we will tell you what you should keep in your car if you do decide to travel. The storm could easily turn travel into a dangerous situation if you're driving, so now's the time to put together a winter survival kit, just in case. A list of things to pack includes small candles and matches, snacks, a cell phone adapter to plug into a lighter, a sleeping bag or blankets, and extra clothes. The Minnesota Department of Public Safety has a page dedicated to winter survival strategy. We have a link at valleynewslive.com. You can look under the Hot button. A Fargo man has pleaded guilty to terrorizing and menacing a woman at a Fargo apartment. Christopher Graywater is charged with 2 counts of terrorizing. A charge of sexual assault against him has been dropped. The victim told police that on the night of November 19th, Graywater forced himself on her after the two had been drinking. The next day, Fargo police investigated at an apartment on 11th Street North. A neighbor who called police says he heard the victim screaming, and when he entered the apartment, he says he saw Graywater holding the victim to the floor by her head and neck. Police say the victim had visible bruising on her body. Authorities are reminding anglers to remove all their belongings from their fish houses after a rash of break-ins. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office says they received multiple reports of thefts on 3 lakes just northwest of Alexandria. The suspects forced their way into the fish houses and took fishing equipment, electronics, heaters, propane tanks, and other items. If you see anything suspicious on any lake, you're urged to call authorities. A Moorhead home is facing heavy damage after a fire started in the garage and then spread through the house this afternoon. It happened at a house on the 3000 block of Riverview Circle South in Moorhead. The assistant fire chief with Moorhead Fire Department tells us someone was home when they noticed fire and smoke coming from the garage. That's when they called for help.
Fire started in the garage, it progressed, broke through one of the windows, started the siding of the garage on fire, which then also started the siding of the house on fire, worked its way up into the attic.
The home and garage suffered significant damage, but firefighters say it's unclear if the home is a total loss. No one was injured, and the cause remains under investigation. A woman is facing charges after driving under the influence following a rollover crash in downtown Fargo. It happened just after midnight at Main Avenue and 2nd Street. That's on the west side of the Veterans Memorial Main Avenue Bridge. Firefighters had to use the jaws of life to get to the victims. The driver had minor injuries, but her passenger was not hurt. The car has extensive front-end damage on the passenger side. Police arrested 36-year-old Susan McAndrew of Fargo for DUI. Officers say her blood alcohol content was 0.20, which is more than twice the legal limit for driving. A second body has been found at the site where a plane crashed into a South Dakota neighborhood. Today, Sioux Falls Fire and Police held a news conference to discuss yesterday's fatal plane accident. The crash happened shortly after 5 p.m. in between 2 homes in the area. Emergency crews evacuated 4 homes total, with 2 of those houses receiving significant damage. No one inside was injured. Officials say the debris site goes as far back as 2 blocks, with pieces of material scattered everywhere.
I can confirm this morning we have a second fatality that was in the plane. So 2 fatalities out of the crash. At this point, the NTSB has been contacted and their process is underway. And that includes a contract company who will be in at some point to help recover the wreckage that's left behind.
Police are now monitoring the area until the National Transportation Safety Board arrives. Officials say hunters shot and killed about 420 deer in southeastern Minnesota in a special late-season hunt as part of the state's fight against chronic wasting disease. Officials say the deer hunt last weekend in and around Fillmore County is part of the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources' plan to slow the spread of the fatal neurological disease. Another special hunt will be held in the same area this weekend to remove infected deer. At least 10 new cases of chronic wasting disease have been detected in Minnesota's wild deer herds this fall, some of which were shot outside the infected zone. Sounds like today was the day to grab a sleigh ride in Moorhead. People were lining up at the Yum Comps Center to take a scenic ride through Viking Ship Park between 1 and 4 this afternoon, and then get to know the horses a bit when they stopped for another load of riders. After that, some grabbed hot chocolate and a treat inside. It's an annual tradition that a lot of families enjoy.
The jingle bells and the horse hooves, and it was just a real exciting experience. You know, it's wonderful to have things to do for families.
Moorhead Parks and Rec had planned to offer sleigh rides on Thursday and Friday this week, but because of the weather, those dates have been rescheduled. You should now plan on Sunday and Monday, December 30th and 31st, with the same hours of 1 to 4 in the afternoon. Tickets are $4 per person. Children 2 and under are free. The Yum Comp Center is located at 202 First Avenue North. Still ahead.